Hi guys, so this is the beginning of a journey that I'm going to take you on, cooking tips. And the reason for this is not because I am a professional, or really I don't even profess to know more than most. After a heart attack about a year and a half ago, I've learned so much. I want to make things easier for everybody because I think everybody's trying their best, but they just seem to be falling a little short. This is a way that you will be able to hopefully find cooking a little bit more healthy, faster, easier, and not perfectly. This is good enough. Some things that you really want to be able to find in your kitchen that make my cooking experience easier. A good cutting board. You want to use wood. You do not want to use plastic. This is bad. The reason for that is as you're chopping, think about it. There's all these cuts in here. You don't want plastic going into your diet. I invested in it because it's not cheap. I think it's titanium. You want to have a couple of really good knives. This is a Henkel knife. It honestly is not super expensive. Also, these are kind of cool. A scissor for food. Salad spinner. I could not live life without this. When you're preparing greens, vegetables, you need to wash them off. That's not just for salads, but it's for all greens. Pots and pans. The big pots that you will be boiling water in or making a soup in, those can be the regular metal ones. But these are important, I think, to have as nonstick. And you don't want nonstick that is not ceramic. From the research that I've done, you're going to be having potentially toxic chemicals going into your food. These are caraway. They're expensive, but if you're using them all the time, it's really worth it. Make sure that you don't use anything metal when you're stirring. You want to use something with silicone. So the reason for nonstick is twofold. One, it makes it certainly easier to clean, but also you don't have to use as much oil. So during the pandemic, remember when there was a rush on toilet paper and paper towels? I was afraid that I would run out of paper towel because I used to use them all the time. And I have these little rags and I use them while I'm cooking. So I use a lot less paper. It's easy. I throw them in the wash. And one last thing, and this is in honor of my mother, who always tried to save everything. When you're taking your broccoli out or your asparagus, you've got those very thick, thick rubber bands. And you know what? You'll need them. You will need them. I promise you. She told me I would need them, and I do. And every time I use them, I think of her. If you have certain things in your kitchen, when you walk in after a day working, and we're all exhausted when we get home, to not reach out for Uber Eats, but to reach into your refrigerator, it's going to make it a whole lot easier. There are things that you can make. Vegetables always taste better, to me anyway, with either cooked onion or garlic. Garlic, I'm obsessed with garlic. There's not a chance in hell that I'm going to be taking those little, bulbs of garlic and chopping them up. It drives me insane. This is life-changing. Garlic is really good for you. It's actually an anti-inflammatory. Organic peeled garlic is your friend. Lasts a while. I just found this recently. It's crushed garlic. It's held in these little tubes. You can put it in your freezer. This is life-changing. I have found that if I've got some ginger, it's really a bear to take all of this skin off. I mean, I do it. And so it's actually fairly easy. But what's really, really easy, I just found this. It's organic pureed ginger. And so when I am cooking, I just squeeze that in. This makes it a lot easier. Lemon, always a little citrus and lime. Anything that I'm cooking, I usually always will top it off with a little lemon. Avocados are a great source of healthy fat, vitamins, fiber, and you can use them in all kinds of things. Fish oil, anything that kind of has an Asian flair, a little fish oil goes a long way. Soy sauce, usually low sodium soy sauce. This is Momofuku chili crunch. It changes the whole flavor of your dish. Butter. Butter is perfectly fine. You just don't want to use a lot of it. Maybe you want to put a little bit of this in here for your flavor. But what you want to do is to be able to cook with healthy oils. You really should use sesame oil. Try to have organic, a very good olive oil. Organic olive oil is great. Avocado oil is a little bit more expensive, very healthy. A little red wine vinegar. I don't ever buy a salad dressing. Salad dressing are loaded with sugar. This is also life-changing. It's sea salt. This is the one that I find is best. Every time I make a salad, people will say to me, why is your salad so good? And I was like, it has absolutely nothing to do with me. It has to do with the sea salt. And then when we're getting to the spices, a garlic powder, don't use a garlic salt. Then you can't figure out how much salt you really need. A good ground pepper, again, trying to keep things organic. I do have curry. I think that's a really good one to have. A little rosemary if you're doing like a chicken. I have all these other ones. I do use them from time to time, but those are my my go-tos. One last thing, what I found was that if I have things readily available, I will actually put them in my bowl instead of having to go and like grab bags of things and then I can't find them. But again, I just keep these out here if you have the space to do it. What I want to kind of help people with is, how do we eat healthy? Why are you seeing no changes? Honestly, if you've got a few extra pounds on you, so what? It's a matter of how you're feeling and how your heart is feeling and your brain is feeling. Hopefully this is going to be an informative, inspiring series. This is not going to be the perfect cooking show. I am no Martha Stewart. That is true.